Good morning. This is Sunday, 19 July, and I was just to share with you some comments about the pattern from Palace Glaoui in Fez. When you are searching internet for Dar Glawi, you will find that there was a big family Glawi, and they had a few palaces around. This pattern here on the screen, it is coming, this is the one here, it is coming from Fez. It is not really a very old pattern, but it is very classic design, and it will take some time to explain it, but let's go to the page where I have better photo of this pattern. These are typical patterns that we usually see in Morocco and other places also as ceilings or on top of the wall and so on. This pattern is a very typical hexagonal pattern, so it is nice to revise the geometry of hexagonal designs. One thing that is important here, and not many people will notice this, we have really here two motifs. One motif, just like this one, with a kind of bird inside, and another motif like this one. And you see here we had octagonal stars. Here we don't have a star, but instead of the star there is this petal along it with the corners. If I show the letters, okay, so properties, let's make it transparent. You see what we are dealing with. Pattern 1, 1, 1, 1, they are just in a rows, and then this is number 2, number 2, and number 2. So all these hexagons with pattern 2 are identical, and then you have again 2 and 2, they are the same like here. So this is the geometry of regular hexagon, and you can also just draw here a hexagon, and you see that you can separate each motif by lines of a hexagon just this way, and that's fine. We can live with this. My drawing is not very accurate, and you have to understand that this pattern was done from some corner, so the photograph is squeezed on the edges. This central part is reasonably correct, but the edge parts are not correct, and we have to live with this and assume that each of these shapes is a regular hexagon. So that is fine. Now let's go further. That's a motif for number 1. Yeah. Number 1 was with this bird like here. So that's a motif with the number 1. And I will make it transparent. Okay, that's quite fine. Okay, and now you have here description. I got this description from the internet. That is really nice. But let's go to the geometry. So if you will be watching this video, you can search for Dar Glawi or Palais Glaoui. This is in French. So you will find description of this palace, and you will be able to read this properly. Now let me to start drawing. Okay, I just draw the line, display, and that is color red. Yes, and then if you remember, or if you were taking the workshops on hexagonal patterns, you know that the whole thing can be developed from triangles like this. So we can use this approach here and be quite happy with this. Now, again, we know a lot about octagonal star like this. The one here is not really accurate here, but we can live with the drawing this way. And you can also notice that the lines, if I draw a line from this vertex to this point and draw this vertex here, then the pattern that is inside of the narrow triangle will be repeated to the left and to the right. So this means we can develop this pattern also from narrow triangles from regular dodecagon, but then we will miss this corner part. So let's keep it this way. And now these two lines, display line style, make it thin. So this is this. Now, one more observation. If you just draw a line, vertical line, and make it black, and then yeah, okay, just another line, then you see that the big petal that is here and the octagonal star that is here, they have edges on the same lines. You see, this is the common direction. Okay, and I think we can start drawing it. So document options, add, duplicate page 3. This way we will keep our comments here. Now select everything, edit, select all, move it to the left. I need space, so I just have to move it out. If I select everything, then I move everything without any problem. If I try to do like this, one by one, then of course my drawing will lose the contact with the picture. So Control Z, always you can use Control Z without any problem. So Z means undo. That is really important. Undo, you can always undo or Control R. I don't have anything to do with Control R at the moment because I don't have, but let's say this way, Control Z, and now Control R, Control R. You see, so another comment that you need here, Control R, and this is redo. Very important features that you may need. So, okay, let's start drawing the red lines. I start with, okay, and make it red. I like to use red color for this thing. And now, just like this, and then I have the beautiful equilateral rectangle. Now hide the circles, you don't need them, and then construct a midpoint, fine. Then we draw a temporary line that will be helping us a lot. And then what I will do, I will just do this. Select the bottom right corner, top corner, and midpoint, and as contracts make angle bisector, and do the same here, construct angle bisector. Okay, so we got quite a lot, and now we have to start looking how we can put the square. Okay, my solution for this case is like this. Take the bottom point, this is the midpoint, take the right edge, construct perpendicular line, and then construct perpendicular line. You will get these points. And these points are important because these points decide practically about everything. So now I take a circle, yes, and then I say, okay, suppose that my square will start here. Okay, if my square will start here, then you may expect that this distance from this point to the edge is the same like this one. No one can be sure that this is the true, but let's do it. So we assume that this is this, and then is this, and then what we getting. So this is the top line for the square, construct perpendicular line. That's perfectly fine. Now take this point and rotate it. Transform, rotate it how much? 45 degrees, because we are dealing with square. And then double click and take this rotated line, reflect. Okay, so these are the points for the square. Now, for this point, create horizontal line, just like this. And for these 2 points, construct 2 perpendicular lines parallel to the height of the triangle, so construct parallel lines. Perfectly fine. So you see what I got. I take this, okay, construct the intersection. Okay, now I take this line and this line, construct intersection, and that is what we are getting. Do we need this line? Well, let's hide it because we use it. Okay, we also don't need the circle, and we will not need these 2 circles. So edit, action buttons, hide and show. Okay, I have them somewhere hidden, so I have to just move my button to the center. Okay, and now what I can do with this, how I can construct my star. Okay, so that's the points that I'm getting. Yes, and then I got lines like this, lines like this, lines like this, and line like this. Fine. Okay, and then what else I can do with this? I can just do many things, but for example, I can find a midpoint for each edge, So let's go to my tools, polygons and midpoint. Find the midpoint. I could make cross section the circle with this line, but this could be not accurate. Okay, and the same I do the midpoint. So another lines, just connecting midpoints. Yeah, that's right. And this way, and this way, and this way, I'm ready for making my star. So let's go this way. Edge, display, line style, medium, display color, black. Okay, and that is all what I can do. And then I can do like this, just this way, just this way, just this way, and then, and then, and again, again, and again. Okay, fine. So I got the star, and now I can make use from the things that I wanted to hide them. Okay, you see what I got? It looks so nice at the moment. Now, I don't need these segments. I will also not, well, let's keep the continuous lines, but the dashed lines I can nicely cut. Yeah, okay. I will use them, at least some of them. Okay, now, this is what I want to do now. I got this octagonal star. I want to get the petal. So double click and just do this. Transform, reflect. Okay. So what this way I got this nice typical Maghrebi element that looks like here. And now what I do, I just go this way. I just go this way. And then, of course, I need to spend some time on top. So transform, reflect, okay. And then transform, take the dashed line, reflect, okay. And then what we are getting these things just precisely like we expected to have here. Okay, so now if I hide these dashed lines, do I? Yeah, okay, I can just still use. Okay, let's hide them, all of them, because there are too many of them, and only keep these two lines. Hide these lines. Okay, definitely I can hide these segments. And now what I can do. Look, I said that this part in this narrow triangle is the same like the one here. So what I can do, I can just take, okay, yes, and then I will just, I think I can just select everything just this way, not this point, and then, yeah, okay, this will be fine. Yes, and then not this one, and this point, this point. Okay, I think I selected practically everything what I wanted. So double click. Okay, I am still pressing the shift button just to have many objects selected together. Transform, reflect. Perfectly fine. Now what I do, I take this line, double click on it, and transform, reflect. Okay, I got what was necessary for me to get. Now we have to start finishing some things. So look what is happening. This star, okay, if I take two lines like this, line style absolutely thin, then I get these 2 points and I can draw fat lines this way. So display line style medium, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one. Okay, I can do the same here in this area, but I don't need to do it again. Okay, so what I do, I just do this and double click on this. This is transform, reflect. Okay, so you see most of the pattern we got already. We don't have this bottom part, but we will do it in a moment. So what we do now? First, I don't need these points. Hide them. I take this point, the bottom point of the star, vertical line, and construct perpendicular line. It should be thin. Okay, and we are repeating the same what we did here. So double click, okay, double click, and well, I don't need really everything. I just need these 2 points. Yes, and then transform, reflect. Okay, if I do this, then I can just draw a thin line like here. Okay, and then I can start finishing the bottom part. Display, line style, medium, and then going this way, and then going this way, and then going this way. So perfectly fine, we got what we wanted. Now, what I really want to do, double click on this edge of the narrow triangle, transform, reflect, perfectly fine, and then again the same, double click, take horizontal line, transform, reflect, okay, and then we will make, okay, this is fine what we wanted. Okay, so what I will do a thing like this, okay, and then you have to just finish the bottom part, okay, but how it will work? We need just, no, I don't want this, no, okay, Control Z, okay, we need to continue the pattern in the corner. The best option is just take this line, go this way, keep it thin, and then go this way, and then again keep it thin. Now, what we do, we just do this. This is line style medium, then just like this, then like this. Okay, look how far we went. Okay, and now what we are going to do. We are just going along this thing, but here I need a point that will be just the point for. So what I can do, I just can do this way, okay, and then select this point, this thing, line style thin, okay, and now we can take display line style medium, and then it is like this. So we got this bird-like shape here, and finally exactly the same we do on okay, the star is red, so yeah, okay, take this part, take this part, take this point, yes, okay, and now double click here. This is transform, reflect. That's what I got. And now let's go to the next page. Find document options, duplicate, page 10. And now big cleaning. So what I do, I select edit, select all lines, edit action buttons, hide and show. So this is hide lines. Now I don't need the circle. I don't need these two lines, and I really don't need this. Okay, now let's keep it hyper. Okay, so that's what we wanted to say. Now, if you want, you can make some colors. Okay, let's put a color like this. It will be different than the original, but do we have to bother much about coloring? So let's make it just quick way. So suppose that this is the red polygon, display color, yes, and the other one, that's fine. Now what I can do, I can use the same color for these parts. Just like this. And then I can use here, let's say, a similar color to the red one that we used. Yes, okay. And that is fine. But I said similar, so let's use something that is lighter. So display color, other. You see, this thing is selected, so you can always go just up and select a thing like this. And then what about the rest? Now it is time to start using the green color. Okay, so what I will do, I will just take the dark green color, display color, other, like this, and of course the same green color comes here, and of course this green color comes here. Okay, and now I can put the green color this way. Do I need anything else? Okay, let me to do this, and then just like this. Okay, and then what else? Okay, what about the octagonal star? If I use the same green color, it will be not really nice. Okay, double click. So let's make this one. Okay, no, it can be lighter. Display color, just like this. Okay, and the same one, it is here. Okay, and finally, I have to just fill this part and this corner. Okay, so the corner, I will make it, let's say, which way? Okay, such a dark display color. The other one, it is even darker than this one. And what about this pot? Okay, let's keep it like this. Now, let's remove my color palette. Now, I don't have any other colors, so edit, select all polygons, double click on this line, transform, reflect. Okay, now finally I can remove it, display height, this segment. Now I can select everything, display line style thin. Okay, now removing edges, display height segments. Now points, edit, select all points. I need only these 2 points because these were the first points that we used. So edit action button hidden. So I got a button hide points. So that's a part of this pattern. There's a triangle like this. So now what we do, we make a tool. We make a tool and then, okay, maybe I will just redo one thing. Okay, Control Z, I just need this point, display hide points. And then what I do, I just select everything. These 2 points were the first one. So I will just create a new tool and then hexagon with pattern. That's fine. Okay. And now let's move to the other page. Document options, add, duplicate, page 11. Okay. And now I don't need anything that is here. Forget about this. Okay. That's my tool. And now, if you want, you can create this pattern the way like we normally create them. So take, construct perpendicular lines, take this point, transform, rotate 90 degrees by 3. Okay, transform, rotate by 3. Now take this point, construct perpendicular line, that is fine. Okay, now double click and transform, reflect. You got this point. So we have this and we have this. Now, this what we got is absolutely enough for making the whole pattern. Add, duplicate, page 12, okay, and then I will just put segments because the segments are more convenient than the lines. So I don't need these lines, display, hide them. Okay. I still keep, well, I don't need even this one. Okay. So I got triangles. So I take my tool, hexagon with pattern. I apply it here. I apply it here. You see how nicely things are going on. Now, double click on the edge. I need 1 point more. Reflect. And then what I do, I just do this. and then double click on this segment, take this point, reflect, okay, and just draw like this. That's absolutely fine. So I don't need anymore this drawing. Now I can remove at least some of the segments. So display, hide these straight objects. I can remove this part. You see, when I was designing the triangle, I had this symmetry line and I developed colors and everything not breaking the symmetry lines. So display, hide. I can hide these things. Display, hide. And now display, hide objects. Okay, look how nice it looks. And now document options, add, duplicate, page 13, make it smaller. So this is easy. Yes. And now what you can do, double click on the right edge and hide it. Okay. Now what you do, transform, reflect, then double click on the bottom edge. Yes. Transform, reflect. Okay. I don't need these segments, so hide segments. The one, hide the segment. Yes. And now what else we can do? First of all, let's select all segments and then add them color white. You see, when you have a ceramic patterns, you're getting things like this. So these are the edges of the ceramic tiles. And of course, you can make this pattern even bigger. Yes, okay. So double click, hide these lines, hide segments, and then transform, reflect. Okay, then, okay. Then what I do, double click here, and then I will have to remove all these segments because they will be disturbing. And now select everything, transform, reflect, and then hide all these points, select all these points, display, hide points, and you have nice large pattern, a Maghrebi style from the wall mosaic or ceiling mosaic from Morocco. And this is all in this video. In a similar way, you can develop also the other motif that we were discussing in our, yes, okay, where it was this one here. Okay, in similar way, you can develop the other motif and just make a pattern mixed with the two different motifs. This what we did. This is the pattern with motif 1, and of course whatever colors you choose, this is up to you. Okay, thank you for watching, and I hope you will develop something on your own and post it on Instagram. And now goodbye and see you with the next video.